My name's Lewis O'Brien. I've created this 5-minute guide series to property development contracts to help those who want to develop property, be it a small renovation or a large unit development, to avoid common mistakes and do it better. I believe that the ideas we'll offer you here will help you avoid a nasty car crash and help you maximize the profits from your next development. For those about to sign a property development contract, Lewis O'Brien and Associates can assist with a fixed price review or even just some special conditions to get you started. In this segment, we're going to explore ways that you might be able to use Section 173 agreements to maximize your profits. The first question, obviously, is what is a Section 173 agreement? But then once we've explored that, let's talk about case studies or instances where you might be able to use one of these Section 173 agreements to your advantage, not simply because council required it. For those that don't know, a Section 173 agreement is essentially an agreement between the council and the landowner entered into pursuant to Section 173 of the Planning Environment Act that then regulates the development of the property, particularly in the context of a subdivision. The agreement will be documented in a specific format, and a copy of that agreement, once approved by any mortgagees and other interested parties, will then be recorded on your title. That is, that all future owners of the property will be subject to and bound by the restrictions created by the Section 173 agreement. Historically, most Section 173 agreements have been associated with large-scale greenfield residential land development. The Council has used Section 173 agreements to formalise the developer's obligations, both in terms of open space requirements and also subdivisional works and other commitments. However, what I want to talk about in this segment is opportunities for property developers to use Section 173 agreements to increase their profits by accelerating their projects. The first strategy we're going to explore is the opportunity to try and accelerate the settlement of off-the-plan sales once a property development project is complete. Typically, once your project is complete, that is, you've got a certificate of occupancy from your builder, you then need to go to council to get them to certify the plan of subdivision. Once that's done, you may have to go to your mortgagee to get them to approve the subdivision. Then we go to the titles office, which takes two weeks or so to register the plan of subdivision, followed by another 14 days to settle your off-the-plan sales. Bottom line is, you may well be funding holding costs on this project for 6 or 7 weeks or more after the building work is complete. On the other hand, we may be able to get council to approve the subdivision before the building work is complete by using a Section 173 agreement. Granted, there will be some time dealing with compliance and documentation, but if we can do this while the building work is being undertaken, it's not blowing out our settlement dates under the off-the-plan contracts. We may therefore be able to settle 14 days after building work is complete and save a month or more of holding costs. The next strategy that I want to discuss most commonly arises in the context of a backyard subdivision. In a perfect world, you would have sufficient funds to purchase the property, fund the subdivision, fund the construction of the new residence or residences at the rear of the property, and sell the entire project at the end. However, that can be quite capital intensive. Using a Section 173 agreement may allow you to purchase the property, get your subdivision approval, then subdivide the property before you construct at the rear, sell off the front property, releasing some funds, which you can then use to build at the rear, and thereby substantially reduce the funds that need to be committed to fund and complete the project. I believe there are many other ways that Section 173 agreements can help to make your property developments more profitable. For example, it may be that if you control adjoining properties, that you can get a more intensive development of one property if you agree with council that the other adjoining property won't be developed. In some circumstances, this may create opportunities. It may be that council may agree to more intensive development than is standard if you agree to develop in a way or with conditions that ensure that the property is developed in accordance with council guidelines and preferences. To round out this segment, I want to offer you a quick piece of advice on a practical approach as to how to get your Section 173 agreement prepared and registered on title. Obviously, you can get your own solicitor to prepare it. However, when you provide that to council, they will inevitably want their own solicitors to review and approve the draft Section 173 agreement, and that review and approval process will be at your cost. Effectively, it's both cheaper and faster to simply ask council's lawyers to prepare the Section 173 agreement in the first place. Usually, council is more than happy to proceed on this basis. To close out this video, I want to make the obvious point that what has preceded are some suggestions and thoughts as to how your next project can be more profitable. It is not intended to be a comprehensive guide, and this is a reasonably complex topic, so good professional advice is invaluable. Lewis O'Brien and Associates have been helping property developers to make sure their projects are successful for more than 20 years. We look forward to helping you with your next project. I hope you've enjoyed this short video, and hopefully you've got some value out of it that will help ensure that your next building contract is better and more successful. If that's the case, please share this video with a friend, like the video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to make sure that you don't miss out on ideas and concepts in our next segment that might make all the difference with your next property development project.